Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Michael's Corner. Tonight, I will be interviewing Matthias. He's making his return to Michael's Corner. So before I bring him in, I'm going to tell you guys, as always, you guys can follow me on social media. You guys know the drill. Facebook, Michael's Corner. Twitter X is at Michael Pam. And YouTube is Michael's Wrestling Channel. And you can follow me on those social media platforms. So let's not waste any more time. I am going to bring in my good friend Matthias. He's been dying to be on Michael's Corner for the longest, and I don't want to keep him waiting. Hi,
Yo.
yo, how's it going, my brother?
Oh, just peachy. How about yourself?
It's been going good, my friend. It's been a while since I have you on Michael's Corner, so I figure, you know, you're free, I'm free. Let's do this. So, what have you been up to since our last interview?
Well, since our last interview, I've been doing the exact same thing I've always been doing, cashing checks, snapping necks, that kind of thing. Um, Kicking ass, signing checks, cashing checks, snapping necks. I've been going all over the states, wrestling every weekend, beating up anybody and everybody I choose. They be people in the crowd, referees, opponents, people in the back. I've gotten my hands pretty dirty as of recently, but it's gotten me places that not many people have expected of me to. Whereas now I am the general manager of a company. I am world champion in a couple of promotions, still the tag champ of NSC, still the intercontinental champion of Rudo's promotion. And well, I've done some things that people really haven't been too fond of, but I mean, I'm me and I'm going to do what I want, and you just have to deal with it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so let's touch base on you probably heard the news about um all out pro wrestling. How did you feel about that promotion being out of business and whatnot?
Well, I'm not going to go into any dirty details about the whole business and what went wrong and all that, but it was it hit me harder than I expected it to. Only reason because I was world champ there for 2.5 years, going strong, taking that company on my back. So when a promotion crumbles and you've been the champion for that long, you almost kind of think it's on you. But then you really got to kick yourself in the head and say it's not your fault that this happened. Other reasons and other factors came into the play of closing of APW, but it's all right. It's one promotion down that I need to stop focusing on, and I just need to focus on going to other places. I mean, I was worth more money. Oliver was worth more money, and we just weren't getting the money we were given. And when the mafia is not getting the money they deserve, they're gonna they're gonna crush the company. And by golly, we did it, and we still have the APW World Heavyweight Championship in our possession, and you can bet we're not going to give it back.
Yeah. Um so yeah, and I hear you on that, brother. When I heard the news about APW no longer being in business, I actually messaged you on Messenger and I said to myself, I said, we make a perfect team and we work together. And I rooted for you for this whole entire time. And our little storyline with Bullock Bronson, that
Yeah.
is I s- that's gonna I still got memories of that, you know.
Yeah, the one thing about that promotion was being the champion. I got to take opportunities that not many people have been able to do. I got to participate in a mask versus title match in a no holds barred. I got to face people of the NWA in Marche Rocket. I got to face in a Halloween street fight. I got to participate in a triple threat match where I got massively concussed, but still victorious, of course, because I'm me. I've been through the Ringer, Hellfire, and Brimstone and All Out Pro Wrestling. But, being the top guy there, holding that title for that long, just makes a guy feel like everyone was comparing me, of course, to Roman Reigns because I was never going to drop that title. There's no way anybody's going to beat me for it. But then, of course, being compared to the modern day MJF, the indie MJF, makes me feel so good because he's one of the best heels out in the business today. And then being compared to Roman Reigns, like, yeah, because I get a belt and I'm going to keep the belt. And for 2 years, I was I was the head guy of APW. I had Pete King by my side for most of that time until he decided to break his last promise. And as you guys saw on my TikTok, I took care of him. We now it's Oliver Mafia International running wild, and we're still going strong today. We're going all over NLW, MAW, Doghouse. We're everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And I would like to talk to you about your upcoming match with Shay Diesel, but I'm a let's hold that. I'm gonna save that for the very last
Okay.
because let's talk. And I don't know if we discussed this in our last interview or not because it's probably been like, oh my God, probably 6 months, a year, who knows?
Yeah.
Um, let's talk about what happened to you earlier in the year at Below Zero Wrestling, where a fan hopped onto that ring and tried to, I don't know, interfere in that match. I gotta say, what the hell was going on with him just jumping on the guardrail and in that ring?
Well, I'm pretty sure this was I'm not sure if this was earlier this year. I think it was more November of last year when this occurred.
Yeah.
But Below Zero Wrestling held a promotion or held a show in Jamestown, North Dakota, where my actual tag team partner, Lucas Alexander, current NSC World Tag Team Champions, right here. He's actually from, so we brought him out to Below Zero for one match. It was me and him against Uriah Upton and Lumbermack. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, Lucas ended up taking the pin. He lost the match for us, so I was pretty pissed off as I would be because I'm not going to go out like that losing. And
Mm-hmm.
so right after intermission, me as angry as I am, I cut off the next match. I took the whole show by storm. And I cut a very, very angry promo because of how angry I was. I was like, I'm done with this. This is crap. I love my partner, but he lost the match. I'm not going out on a losing record tonight, not in front of all these drunk idiots, blah, blah, blah. Just kind of going off as I usually do. And the second, and you can also see this on my TikTok, I gave the mic back to the announcer because I said, you know what? Anybody come on in this ring, I'll fight you. I'll knock you out. I'll hurt you, whatever. And apparently, a guy by the name of Mr. Incredible was about to accept that challenge when beforehand a fan jumped the barricade, slid into the ring, and ran after me and tried to grab my legs and try to take me down. Now, before I continue with this story, I'm going to say this to everybody who watches this. I'm going to say this to the world, to the fans of professional wrestling. Never ever jump that
Yeah, you
barricade.
cutting off.
Am I cutting off? Are we
Mm-hmm.
working here? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm going to say is here to everybody that's a fan of professional wrestling, never touch a wrestler, never, ever jump that barricade, because I have seen scenes where people were left, taken to the hospital, concussed, just basically messed all the way up. They messed around and they found out. And
Mm-hmm.
luckily for the guy who jumped the barricade with me, he grabbed my legs. I wrapped my arms around his chest and I was inching towards his skull. And I said, and I quote, and I'm not going to swear on your channel for out of respect for you, but I said, if you can move one more inch, I'm going to wrap my arm around your neck and you're going to either pass out or I'm going to break your neck. And he started to as my arms were moving closer up to his head, he started to tap out. He said, fine, fine, fine. I'll get out of the ring. I'll leave. I'll leave. I'll leave. So I kind of just lurched him out the ring. He fell to the floor and he saw another guy approach the curtain looking at him like, get the hell out of here. And he jumped the barricade and he ran. So after I wrestle my grueling match with Mr. Incredible, I go to the back. I look at all the wrestlers. I'm like, what were you guys doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, did you not just see that fan jump the barricade? No. Okay, whatever. So I turned around, I punched the wall that was right next to me, and I went up to the big locker room and I was trying to calm down. Now, in that meantime, I'm ready to go downstairs and I'm ready to find this guy and I'm about ready to take him to the parking lot and do a bunch of horrible, violent things to him because now I lost my second match. I'm agitated and I'm going to get my hands on you. But the people of Below Zero Wrestling were very intelligent in the fact that they went up to the guy who jumped in the ring and they said, we are going to give you this one fair final warning. Matthias is looking for you. And if he finds you, we're not going to hold him back. And he grabbed his two daughters and they got in their vehicle and they took off.
What a freaking coward.
But the words from what I've heard, and I can't attest to this, but what I heard was he was about ready to come and fight me, and his two little snot-nosed kids said, "Go fight him, Dad. You've got this. Go get him. Go get him." And being the drunk moron from Jamestown he jumped the barricade and he got in the ring. And if it was up to me, I should have done this. I should have made an example out of him. But you know what? I didn't want any bad publicity going on Below Zero. I already had a bunch of people mad at me. The last thing I need to do is really injure and or kill somebody. So I could tell he was intoxicated. I could tell, I don't think he had any malintent, but if he did, he would have found out. But that's why I gave him the verbal threat. I said, if my arm reaches your head, you're either going out or I'm going to snap your neck. And he said, all right, I'm gone. He got out of the ring, took off. They gave him the warning that I'm looking for him. If I find him, they're not going to hold me back. It's all on him. He grabbed his kids and his wife, I think it was, got in his vehicle and drove away. And he's not been at a Below Zero Wrestling show since.
Uh-huh. And I remember you messaging me on Facebook and telling me about this. And I told you back then, like, if this ever happens again, make an example out of them because you
I'm
know
actually looking
something?
forward to it. I'm actually looking forward to the point. I mean, I've had people swing at me. I've had little kids swing at me, especially happened at that last Doghouse show when you were there. But
Mm-hmm.
I've had people throw things at me, say horrible things to me, curse at me, give me the finger. None of that really bothers me. Not one bit bothers me. But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
If you jump in that ring and you think you can run the place, next time the person won't be so lucky. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Make an example out of them, you know? I don't care who he is, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, on other note, so let's talk about your upcoming match for tomorrow night. against with NLW champion Shay Diesel. So, what are your plans going into this match? Because, in fact, I'm looking forward to seeing this match because you two are my good friends wrestling each other. And you know something? I'm gonna cheer for and I messaged you right before this, interview. Um, I'm just gonna say make the best man win. I'm going to cheer the both of you on, and I'll be filming that match.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you said what are my initial thoughts. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Shay and I have had a very checkered past, and if the intelligent troglodytes that are so-called wrestling fans and fans of me, they would have already listened to my promo, and basically I've already explained everything. But tomorrow night, September 6th at the Concord Lanes in St. Paul, I will be taking on the NLW champion, the taller, balder, sweatier, and thicker version of Mr. Clean, the champion, Shay Diesel. Now, the reason I got this match, and I thank Oliver Williams for this because he finally now he's in control. He's in control of NLW. He's the owner. He's the producer. He's everything. And the first thing he did was message me and say, "I'm giving you a match with the champion. I want you to be my champion. I want you to be the one to take the belt off of Shay Diesel." And I looked and I gave him a message. I said it would be my honor because considering the fact that the Mafia are still going strong, bigger and better than ever, since we killed APW, now NLW will be next. But I can't think of anything better than to beat Shay Diesel in the ring 1, 2, 3. And after the Mafia members win their matches tomorrow night, I'm going to the main event with Oliver by my side, the owner, where I'm going to beat him and take that belt from him. And it's going to be added to my beautiful collection of gold. But I could sit here and I could spew all that. First of all, that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. But I must say this. Shay is one of the biggest opponents I've ever had in the ring due to his size, his height, and his thickness. Him and I are pretty evened out. He and I are pretty evened out, and I don't know if the bald head means that he's got a little bit of a bigger brain in there or how that works. I don't know. I don't know the guy too personally, but all I know is him and I have gone blow for blow in Rudo's promotion. We've wrestled alongside each other in Doghouse because we decided to, team up a little bit to get some people out of this rumble we were in. And we also did that in NLW for the Taco Fest. Him and I kind of took care of some business before we put our hands on each other. So, don't think I'm overlooking this match with Shay lightly. I'm going to take him as strong as he is. I know who he is. I know what he's capable of. I've watched it. I've seen it. But with Oliver by my side and gold being on the line, it will be an inevitable fact that tomorrow night we will see a brand new NLW heavyweight champion in Matthias. And now I know that you and him are good friends. You and I are good friends. So, as long as you're into it, as long as you're cheering us both, that's fine. But like I said, I don't want to break your heart too much after I beat him. I don't want you to be mad at me. I don't want you to curse me. I don't want you to hate on me after I take that title. It's going to be the best man win. The
Yeah,
best man will win, but it's going to be me.
yeah, of course. And like I said, again, make the best man win. And like, because the end of the day, it's just wrestling, you know? And that's what wrestling, some fans need to understand and realize that at the end of the day, it's wrestling, you know? It's not It's not, it's not like you two hate hate each other in real life and all and blah 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 blah. No, 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 no. This is just a wrestling show, and that's wrestling, and that's what people needs to understand and realize. You know.
Well, you know, Shay and I really haven't ever really seen eye to eye per se. So you can't really say we're good friends and you can't really say we hate each other. You know, we're two big meaty men gonna throw our meat around tomorrow. It's gonna be the best man win. You know, there's a lot of people in this business I have zero respect for. And there's only a few amount of people that I actually do have somewhat of respect for. And you know, Shay being who he is, being how tough he is, being how big he is, I can't say that I hate him, but I also can't say I love him. He's right in the middle, but I do, without a doubt, respect Shay as the NLW champion. I know what it's like to be world champion. So he has earned my respect until I step in the ring with him and I take that belt. After that, the respect is gone until that title's around my shoulder. But again, it'll
Mm-hmm.
be the best man will win. And with the Mafia by my side, it won't be a prediction. It's a spoiler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, are are you wrestling? Do you have any more shows coming up besides the NLW show?
Well, I got NLW this weekend, this Friday, tomorrow. Then the next weekend, I'm not sure. I know I'm booked most of September. I think next weekend I might have off. If not, I think I've got a booking somewhere. I can't remember what it is right now. Then the next weekend, I have to defend my beautiful Rudos Promotions Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship against Jake Taylor again, just
Oh
because I
God.
knocked a referee out with my brass knuckles. The referee got in the way. He took
Mm-hmm.
my chair. So I knocked him out with my knuckles, and now I'm being punished by having to defend my title against Jake Taylor again.
Oh God. Ha- and that I thought you settled. I thought you buried that Jake Taylor guy.
I did.
God, that's just you know something about me that I don't like about Jake Taylor because he's just a Lutter Bullock Bronson. Mm-mm-mm.
But anyway, that's what I'm doing with him. I'm going to beat him, wipe the floor with him, and he's going to be on his way. And then September 28th, I will be in Larimore, North Dakota for Below Zero Wrestling, where I will be taking on Power Bobby Brennan at the Flannel Fest, I think it's called. Then the next weekend, I will be in Iowa, Carpenter for Wrestling Fans United. The next weekend will be Below Zero again. Then that next weekend, I, the general manager of Flashback Pro Wrestling, will be making my return to Flashback October 19th for the show called X Horror Show. That's going to be fun. And then the next weekend, I think I have off. And then the next week, we'll be leading back into Rudos.
Wow. So you have a busy schedule ahead, my brother.
Absolutely. It's nice when people are begging to have me on their show, and who can blame them? Who can blame them? It's constantly, Matthias, can we have you on? Matthias, we need you on. Matthias, we want you to take on our champion. Matthias, we need you to be here. And feels good. Feels really good to shut them down if they're not going to pay me what I'm worth, or if they're not going to show me the respect I so rightfully deserve. But it's nice. It's nice getting the attention, and I'm accepting the ones that are going to give me the proper respect and proper pay.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm doing right now. I'm showing you respect and whatnot. And
Absolutely.
that's how this business is because if you're gonna be, I hate to use this word, but if you're gonna be a dickhead, to some people in the business, then you're done. You're basically done. And that's how I see it. I don't know how other
Absolutely.
people see it, but yeah. Um so yeah, I gotta say again, and I know I messaged you before this interview, and I'm just gonna say again, good luck in your match against Shay Diesel. I will be filming that match, and once I'm done filming all the matches, and when I get home, I'll upload the videos on my YouTube channel. So be on the lookout for that. You
And
know.
when I get done beating Mr. Clean tomorrow night, I'm going to pop a cigar in my mouth. I'm going to walk down the street with the belt around my shoulder with a cigar in my hand. And if even you want to do a post match interview or a post match celebration, I'm so
You
down
just
to do it.
in fact, you just read my mind. In fact, I just might do that. I just might do that. When you win the belt, we'll do a post celebration, and then I'll add it on to my into my interview. So actually, because right now Bill Williams has had 7 appearances of being on Michael's Corner. If you break that record, whoo Bill Williams is gonna be mad at me. I don't care.
Got to interview the champ.
I got to interview the champ, and and I got to interview the champ and whatnot. And if Bill Williams becomes champ, then of course, I will interview him. But you know what? At, when all said and done, we know the best man will win.
Absolutely.
So, okay. Well, to wrap up this interview, where can wrestling fans follow you on social media?
Well, I've got my Facebook under Matthias, Matthias. I've also got my TikTok, which is at I am Batman Matthias. I'll send you the link. Give me 1 second. I got to mute my microphone. Sorry, I got some food coming my way. But anyway, so again, Facebook.com, Matthias, TikTok at IamBatmanMatthias, Instagram at ND1HEEL. And I think that's the only social media I currently have with me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Matthias, it was nice doing this interview with you on such short notice, but you know what? That's part of the business. You know, things
Opportunity opens.
change.
You got to take it, brother.
Exactly. Exactly. So I will see you tomorrow night at NLW.
Sounds good, man.
Sounds good. All right.